After leaving Calvinia, we headed north towards the town of Kakamas near the Orange River. We stopped to appreciate some of the beautiful flora along the way. Although it looks like there's not much, there is actually a lot of little things if you stop and take the time to look. The open road. It was all good until we reached this traffic jam of trucks. We drove to the front and realized that a truck had had an accident, and so had the tow truck that came to save it. So we waited and waited. Finally, one of the lanes was open for us, so we were able to pass through. And what we saw was pretty insane. One hour and 48 trucks later, we were on the open road again. Happy days. Hello, Colin. We passed a lot of sociable weavers' nests. We actually decided to get out and take a closer look at one. It was super interesting to see all the little holes that they had made inside. And we even witnessed them fly out. We drove in and out of Kenhardt, and soon we arrived at the Orange River. Beautiful and lush and flowing lovely. And we took a drive along to Kakamas and arrived at our camping site, Kameeldoring. We took a little drive around the campsite first to see where we would like to stay. And in the end, it was this tree that really caught our eye. So we decided to set up under its beautiful shade. This is the little ablution and kitchen area that each campsite has. This tree though, no, we saw so many things and shapes in it. I'd like to hear what you guys see in it. Soon the sun was setting and we sat down and enjoyed a glass of wine. That was for you, Kim. The next morning we got up and we took a swim in the Orange River. It was beautiful and warm. Then we took a little walk around the campsite, made something to eat, chilled out, and enjoyed another beautiful evening watching the stars. Then we left and drove to our next stop, the Kgalagadi Lodge. We passed salt pan after salt pan after salt pan. And then we hit that beautiful red sand that's so characteristic of this northern area. We stopped in the little town of Askum for a few goodies. Standard bottle store. And this trading post, which had everything you'd ever need, including duvets. Preserves, jewelry, art, everything. Then we continued to the lodge, getting closer and closer to the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park, which we would enter the next day. Just love these sort of dusty sidewalks. Finally, a beer to cool down. This is the pool of the lodge. We obviously stayed in the van at the campsite, but the restaurant area was lovely and we most definitely made use of their swimming pool facility. Oh, that red sand. We made a fire after setting up the van, and then had a little sundowner.
So here we are in the Kalahari, very close to the Transfrontier National Park. We're here for the evening and we're entering the park tomorrow morning. We've had a beautiful swim and some craft beer down at the little lodge. There's our campsite in front of us with the van. And we're now sitting on top of a sand dune at the back, enjoying, as usual, a lovely glass of Chardonnay this time.
Oh, you thought we were going to say Sauvignon?
Yeah, and watching the last rays of the sun go down. Amazing vista again. Really, really pleasant. You now feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. And we are. And it's pretty cool.
Oh, cheers to that. We had a braai, cheers again, and then enjoyed some braai broodjies and wors for dinner. The next morning, Colin noticed these really interesting tracks in the sand, and we soon discovered that it was this little shongololo who was responsible for it. Next morning, we took the van to the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park to check in. The moths were insane. We had to lower the pressure of the tires down to, I think it was 1.5. And then we head out to the Kamqua Picnic site where we were to leave our van for the night. We couldn't get over how green it was. We have both previously visited this park and it was a lot drier. This is where we parked the van for the night, as we were to be picked up in a game viewing vehicle, a 4x4, to take us to Xaus Lodge. Xaus Lodge is a private lodge run by close friends Anthony and Susie. And wow, were we spoiled. We said goodbye to our van for the night and then we were off. It was about a 2-hour drive to the lodge through the most beautiful scenery. That red Kalahari sand, some gemsbok. It was truly breathtaking. Every corner that we turned and every little hill that we came over was just a beautiful, beautiful sight. Finally, we arrived at the lodge. We were welcomed with a gin and tonic, which was very refreshing and most welcome. And then this is the view from our room. It looks onto a salt pan. All the rooms do. There's a watering hole there and a floodlight so you can watch animals come and drink. There are some resident lion that live there too, and they had walked right past just before, the day before we arrived, right past where we were staying. Look at that, right there. You just missed it. Would have been quite a sight. The accommodation was really beautiful. Every room with a view. Then we swam. Oh, it was divine. This is the deck area, again with views onto the pan. And the simple but effective pool was just everything that we could have wished for. Chilled out with a drink, then took a walk back to our accommodation to go get ready for the evening. We got briefed by our guide. He would take us later on a night drive, and we just relaxed, watched the sun setting. That night we had a delicious dinner before we headed off on our game drive. We saw aardwolf and Cape fox, very rare sightings. We considered ourselves very lucky indeed. Even a black stiletto snake, highly poisonous. We came home to a myriad of moths at our door. The next morning we woke up early and went for a game drive before breakfast. It was lovely watching the sunrise. And we got to see a male lion and lioness lying in the middle of the road. You can't see the lioness in this shot, but she was there. Happy days. Back at the lodge we had breakfast before we were driven back to the Kamqua Picnic site to go and retrieve our van and continue our journey. Thanks, Anthony and Susie, for a magical time. Oh, there it is. We went and did a little more exploring before leaving the park. This is the old museum and a place where farmers would have lived and operated from back in the day. This is the sort of pit where the blacksmith operated from. It was very interesting inside to read about the history of the park. One of the many drinking holes. And that was it. That was our beautiful trip to the north. We hope you enjoyed it.